Started the lesson by viewing the PowerPoint, which outlined the white men's slaughtering of the buffalo, and the students then, without any sort of background, wrote down their impression and their reaction based only on what they had seen. They were able to make connections between some of our social studies lessons that we had been doing all year. After that, we did the first read, in which the students would annotate using Post-its. We did the first read whole class, and I just act as a facilitator asking questions to kind of guide their thinking. We also discussed text structure, the way that the text was put together in terms of main idea and detail, as well as chronologically. Some of them also came up with compare and contrast. Finally, we had the students choose any map they wanted. I gave them a piece of butcher paper. As a collaborative group, they chose a map and had to explain why they decided on that map, and then build the map together as a group. And all of that was getting us ready for our collaborative conversations.
We're comparing white men and Native Americans about how they treated the buffalo. Actually, bison. Oh, bison.
So you're going to have a statement in the middle. It's not a question, it's a statement. And you have to use evidence to determine if it's true or false. Now, there could be, and that's what's really good about this, is then you can write an argument or something to have an opinion, all right? So this thing that we're going to do with the text that you read, you're going to be looking to see if you can find evidence for that says, yes, this is true, or you're going to look to find evidence, no, it's not true. And I'm telling you right now, some of the statements, you've got to decide if they're true or false, or if there's a little of both. All right? So let's look at this statement. What's it say? Okay, think a moment and decide, talk to your partners and decide if you think this is true or false.
I think it's true. Because some third graders also work harder than some fourth graders. Yeah, but we're talking about fourth graders. Fourth graders, not third graders. No, but some third graders work harder than fourth graders.
Okay.
Like some third graders come in.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh, I heard such really neat things, because you said true, and then you said, but well, and then you gave, all of a sudden you started giving evidence. First you started with true or false, and then I heard you start to give evidence, like you said, well, in third grade we had to do this, and so that was, harder doesn't mean bad, because I think you've loved your year this year. What did you decide? Does anyone want to share? Yes.
I think that fourth grade is harder than third grade because we do more tests.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay, would you please write that on the Elmo? Under, where are you going to write? Are you going to write for or against? Is it evidence for this is being true, or is it evidence, are you going to say, no, it's not true? For. Do you understand that? So she's going to put a little dot. Don't write really big. Put a little dot and say, just, you don't have to say yes or anything. You're just going to say, we had more tests. Go. Okay. Think of other reasons why. Yes.
Not to do in fourth grade and in third grade.
What do you mean by that? You need better detail.
Like, we work harder in fourth grade than in third grade.
How?
Because in fourth grade we do all these projects that we study more than we usually do in third grade.
Now you're getting, see what you did? Okay, go ahead and take this up and move the pen over when you get through. So she's going to go for. So what did she say? What did she decide was, she said for because why? You did more projects. What else did you say? Just put more projects. You don't have to do a whole statement. You don't have to write a complete sentence. You can make it a phrase, right? Just a phrase, and you can turn it into a sentence when you talk. So
Once you get to learn more about fourth grade and get the hang of math and language arts, you get better at doing tests and what you do in fourth grade.
So it was actually easier for you because you had the hang of it. Would you go put it against? Clarify understanding. Do you know what it means to clarify? What does that mean?
Do you know what the word means?
Yes. Right? Okay. So read your statement to yourself in your group, and you might not understand it yet, and so we're going to clarify it. So read your statement in your group. Go.
Horses allow the Plains Indian woman played a large role during a buffalo hunt.
Okay, listen to their statement. Go and read it. One person.
Without horses or guns, Indians were not affected when hunting for buffalo.
When they didn't have horses and they didn't have guns, they weren't good hunters for buffalo. Okay, not effective. So to clarify that, do you know what that means? So I want you to write under your group, under clarify understanding, what does not effective mean? You have to decide if this is true or false. Did I write something true or did I write a false statement to you? You go to 5th grade. If you said this, wow, Miss Wood played a large part in my learning. What's that mean?
She played a large role.
She did a great thing, her role in my life. A role in your life. Who played a large role in your life? And part mean the same. Look up there. Who sees they can find where I could start? Who sees it? What is it?
Without horses.
Bingo. Without horses. Okay, so you're going to start reading here. Here's another one. During most of the time, Indians had neither horses or guns. They hunted on foot. They knew, here it goes, how to creep up on a grazing herd, how to surround the buffalo, and how to drive them into corrals and stampede them over cliffs. Is that being effective?
Yeah.
They knew how to creep up on a grazing herd. Okay? How to surround them without horses or guns. And how to drive them into corrals or what?
Stampede.
Over what? Or stampede. That means they would run like this and they'd make them stampede and fall over a cliff. That's how they killed them. So you have to tell me, is that being effective or not effective? Effective. So are you going to say this statement is wrong or right? It's wrong. Why? What's one of your pieces of evidence so far?
Because they've done it thousands of years.
Not important. Get it? So you're going to say, you're saying this is a true statement. You're going to put everything for it. You get it? You're going to find evidence that makes this true. You guys have to decide, you have to find evidence if it's false or right. The Scouts. Go back and read about the Scouts. After the modeling, students worked with their groups, and you can see some of their work where they looked at their text and found evidence for or against the statements. We had to work with some small groups because it was hard for them to find correct evidence.